An adverse event, AE, is any untoward medical occurrence in a trial subject who has been administered a medical device. The event need not have any relationship with the treatment. All adverse events must be recorded in the case report form, even if the event is commonly observed. For example, an elderly subject falls and breaks an arm. If this subject is included in a clinical investigation, the broken arm must be considered an adverse event and should be recorded. We will now review the reporting requirements for the investigators and sponsors for significant and non-significant risk clinical investigations. It is important to note that when time frames are placed upon when a report is to be made to the IRB, sponsor, and/or US FDA, it is stated in working days, not calendar days. Later on in this presentation, we will also explain the sponsor requirements once an investigator's report has been received. Please note that there are rare circumstances where a sponsor submits, usually for a labeling claim, a non-significant risk NSR study, IDE, to the US FDA for review and comment. Since the US FDA is involved in the review of this non-significant risk study, the required IDE reports are to be provided by the sponsor to the US FDA. The IDE reports are discussed further within this presentation. An investigator shall submit to the sponsor and to the reviewing IRB a report of any unanticipated adverse device effect occurring during an investigation as soon as possible, but in no event later than 10 working days after the investigator first learns of the effect. There is no standard format for reporting such effects, but individual IRBs may have their own preferred way to present the information, so it is important to check with each IRB you are working with on what their preferences are for such reports. A good time to ask this question would be during your audit of an IRB, prior to study initiation.